Welcome back, everyone, to Drunk Bible Study Bonus Edition. We are in the book of Micah, which is the 6th of the 12 minor prophets of the Hebrew Bible. So we are halfway through this profiteering.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Wow.
Yeah, minor profiteering.
Minor profiteering, you're right. There were major prophets.
More than halfway through all the prophets, because we already did the major ones.
That's true. So all the major ones are done now.
Yep, super
It was
done.
like major, 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 minor, 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 we're done.
Yep.
Cool.
Correct.
It's a fun time. I just want to point out that according to Wikipedia, this book has 3 major divisions. Chapter 1 to 2, chapter 3 to 5, and chapter 6 to 7, each introduced by the word here, with a pattern of alternating announcements of doom and expressions of hope within each division.
Oh, so really the swap them's back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah, interesting. It includes a lament, a hymnic prayer of petition and confidence, and the covenant lawsuit, and a distinct genre in which...
I'm sorry, what?
Covenant lawsuit?
Covenant lawsuit?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Is that like a class action lawsuit?
It's next week. It's going to be next week,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh, we're going to find out about the class action lawsuit next week. Okay, great.
Right, he's going to be like, objection! And then, point out some contradiction there.
Maybe this is a spoiler, but this is exciting. It's a distinct genre in which Yahweh sues Israel for breach of contract of the Mosaic covenant.
What?
I didn't know God could sue you, but apparently he can.
Goodness.
Really?
That's pretty cool and pretty kind of like a little unnerving.
This is amazing.
Yeah, knowing that
Wow.
Yahweh could sue me makes me more nervous about this podcast.
For sure.
point,
Yeah,
good
we're
point.
definitely...
Maybe he's over it by now.
Although he sued them for breach of contract.
Yeah.
Dedeker and I could arguably be in breach of some kind of contract we've signed at some point.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not. I'm certainly not. I never signed a God contract, so.
Right.
I definitely did for abstinence, and I'm certainly in breach of that. So,
Whoops.
God,
Dedeker.
I'm just waiting to get served here.
Yikos. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, in addition, we have a very special performance for all of you.
Let's not overstate it.
Listen, I know that you don't love for anyone to ever like hype up anything ever, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, don't make the expectation too high. But still, we appreciate your dulcet tones and your abilities. And yeah, so you're going to give us a little performance. Can you tell us a little bit of background here about what it's like to create music? About Jesus or whatever this is about.
This was pre-Jesus, yo.
About God.
Yeah. Wow. Well, here's my personal journey with music has been that I like music, I like writing music, but I struggle with writing lyrics. This has always been a challenge for me since my early days of middle school bands. Well, that's usually what I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Dedeker, there she is.
Okay, perfect. You're my new lyricist. Done.
Perfect.
Yes. So anyway, in these days when I was, I think, a middle schooler.
Wow.
Whoa.
Maybe early high school.
You did this in middle school?
Gosh.
I'm sorry. I thought you were at least like in your 20s or something. Just that's very impressive to me. I've sang all my life, but like I can't even fathom.
No, this was
creating music.
Probably, no, I think this was later than middle school. I think this was probably high school, maybe freshman or sophomore year. So, 15 years old, 16 years old, somewhere around that range. Right. So I wrote this song while I was in Iowa for the summer, seeing my dad. And then performed it at church, which was cool because we had just gotten into this new church in town that had a pretty cool youth group with a couple of girls that I was into.
Oh, that's okay.
Of course.
I was going to ask, what was your motivation for starting to write a song? Like, were you actually really moved by the Bible, or did you just want to try to perform? But knowing that there were some girls in the youth group, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
No, but though at this time in my life, it was actually because I was like super motivated about God and wanted to like.
Oh, that's nice.
Gosh. Okay, that is also not surprising when I think about Baby Jase.
I wanted to be the next DC Talk is really who I wanted to be because they were great. This is more, I would say, closer to not that, closer to a less good kind of worship music sort of thing.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, all right. I'll sing a little bit for you. Here's the thing: I only remember the opening of it, and I don't remember anything else because I was 15. So please forgive me.
That's fine. Yeah, we appreciate you trying.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to step back from my mic a little bit here. Okay. Okay, right. So this is from the NIV translation of that psalm that we read. And it goes sort of like this. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful song. Shout for joy to the Lord. And that was it. And there was probably some other verses, but that was the gist of it.
Oh my goodness. Were the little middle schoolers throwing themselves all over you after
Definitely.
that?
I mean, 1,000,000%.
I would.
I bet you would. And then you would have to take yet another chastity belt.
They have to strap another chastity belt onto my 13-year-old frame.
Right, on top of the
every
one that was
time you show
there.
any sexual interest whatsoever, slap another one on her.
Slap
new chastity belt.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Gosh.
Well, that's lovely. That's really sweet.
Oh, your parents must have been so proud of you.
I know, seriously.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, in church, I mostly did covers of, DC Talk and Jars of Clay. Pretty much exclusively just those two bands.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I did perform this one original once.
That's lovely.
And it was good.
Yeah.
And then went to a theme park with our youth group and held hands with one of the girls.
Oh my God. That literally made my heart skip a beat just hearing it, because I remember those theme park trips that were so exciting because they let...
Why did y'all get to go to theme parks? Jeez, I'm jealous.
For funds. I don't know, but always a theme park trip, whether it was a school trip or a youth group trip or whatever, you always got a little bit more freedom on the theme park trips, especially if you were
out at a theme park, right? There's lots of room to walk around.
Yeah, it's no one's going to make sure that no one's all around you at all times. And so you could do stuff like hold some hands and get a little bit flirty.
Yeah. I think we actually held hands on the van ride there.
Oh.
Wow.
Or back. One of those.
Can I just ask, if somebody saw you holding a hand, would they be upset with you? And would they be like, no?
Not at that particular church.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Oh, at my church. So my church youth group, in the years that I was in high school, would do, on New Year's Eve, they would do a lock-in every year.
Okay.
So basically the idea of drop off your kid here and they'll stay here from 8:00 at night to 6 a.m. the next morning. It's basically just childcare.
Overnight though.
Yeah.
And I think same thing that Safe Grad Night tries to do. We're going to try to give you an event to go to with all your friends so that you're not out doing dangerous things. And so we did a couple lock-ins, and my boyfriend, I think I was probably 14, 15.
My.
Oh, maybe a little bit older, actually maybe 16. I don't know. I was still a teenager. Was also there at the lock-in. And I do remember that we would be sitting around talking with friends, and he would maybe have his hand on my back or shoulder, and some chaperones would come by and be like, don't do that.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No touching.
We would get scolded.
No touching.
Yeah.
You're like...
we were somewhat clandestine about it anyway. They might have been a little weird about it. I don't know. I'm not sure. There wasn't a strict no holding hands kind of a rule. It wasn't that intense of a church. But I could see them being I don't know about this.
My parents were definitely that intense. When my mom even knew that I was holding hands with anybody when I first started exploring, teenage relationships in high school, she was very upset. And
oh gosh, in high school,
gave me some very strong. Yes, gave me some very strong words about the fact that it's you can't, when you hold hands, you create soul ties with people. Sorry, it's hilarious when I say it out loud now.
Oh my God.
Soul ties. It's soul ties with people.
It was okay. Honestly, it was a little bit sad because I remember having my first boyfriend when I was 14, a freshman in high school, and being I should tell my mom about this. I should be honest about this, that this is going on, And of course, we weren't having sex or whatever, but, we held hands and kissed and stuff like that. And
kissing. Wow.
I know. But anyway, so I resolved. I was like, I'm going to be honest with my mom about this because this is the right thing to do.
That's good. That's
and
nice.
she had that response.
And then just totally crushed it. Yeah.
Totally crushed it, right? Because in my
Awkward.
brain, it wasn't like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. It was like, well, I guess I'm not going to talk to my mom about this ever again.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what happened.
That's a lesson to you
Yikes.
parents listening to this show. Don't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wow.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, did either of you watch Walk Hard?
No.
That John C. Reilly?
Oh, I've seen the reefer scene.
Okay.
I don't believe I've seen it.
It's like a parody of Walk the Line or like various music biopic type movies.
Yeah.
But in it, he does this song that I think is supposed to be a parody of I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles.
Uh-huh.
And he does this song and then like gets criticized afterward by a priest or something. He's like, you know who else has hands? The devil. And he uses them for holding.
Oh, like, boy.
It's like, what's so funny to me is that it's not very far off from the actual line, right? It's the same logic.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Yeah. That's pretty intense. Well, I did not have those experiences in my life. But I really appreciated your song, Jase. Thank you for bringing it back after all these years, more than half your life ago that you did that.
Seriously.
But it's impressive. The power of music stays with us. And we look forward to continuing and finishing Micah next week and doing another quiz. We will see you all then. Thanks so much.